All right, so now we are moving on to Hydross first, burst of SSC. This video you can skip if you know the abilities. This is just going to be the exhaustive explanation of mechanics, and next video will be the strategy itself. So what does Hydross do? First of all, there's going to be patrols in front of the bus, tainted water elementals that spawn infinitely and up until the bus is pulled, which means there will most likely be 2 or 3 that are still gonna reach us while we are fighting the boss at the start. So Hydross, what does he do? He has 2 forms depending on where he is on his platform. So basically, as you can see on this first image, I put this line. It's not actually visible in game. It's just like on the image. This invisible line, if he's on top of it right here, it's the frost phase. If he is a bit like below it, it's the nature phase. So while he is in a water form, so frost phase, he's immune to frost and he will hit for frost damage. Yeah, every time he will cross this line, he will stop for like half a second, summon 4 adds of the magic school type that he becomes himself, and will completely wipe his threat, which is an information that's extremely important that you need to keep in mind. Now, he has different abilities depending on his form, but there's one mechanic that is very similar on both forms. It's the mark. So when he's in frost form, every 15 seconds, he will cast a mark that will debuff everyone and give us increased received damage from that magic school. So frost in frost form and nature in nature form. The first stack is 10%, then it becomes 25 and 250, 100, 2000, 250, and then apparently 500. So this mechanic explains why we need to move him, because if we stay in the same side at all times, at some point he will start one-shotting everyone, because with 500% increased damage, even tanks would be one-shot. So it lasts for 30 seconds, which means it's always refreshed, and you need to bring him to the other side to let it fall off. And then when this side's type of marks are getting too high, we're putting him back to this side and stacking again frost and letting nature fall off, etc., etc., etc. So now, when he spawns, there's going to be 4 adds, as we said, that are tauntable, have no abilities. They melee for frost damage on frost side and nature damage on the nature side. They can be banished and feared. They can be most likely all CC'd by everything. And so they spawn on transition, he threat wipes, and they obviously also will have 0 threat, which means that they need to be tanked and killed before going on to DPSing the boss again, so that you give time for the main tank of that side to build threat. He will be tanked by a different tank on every side, and each tank will have a very specific resistance gear set to allow them to not die to the magic damage from his attacks. And that also means they will have poor threat. So all DPS, you really need to be on top of not ripping threat. That's how you die, and that's how you can kill everyone as well. Also, water tom. So during frost phase, we need to all spread out as much as we can, because he will target people at random and stun them for 4 seconds. For 4 seconds, and deal 3.6k damage over these 4 seconds to that player and everyone in melee range of them. And then everyone in melee range also gets stunned. It's kind of like Kel'Thuzad's Frost Tomb, basically. However, it doesn't look like much, 3.6k, but as I said, we get marks that increase the damage we receive over time, so at some point this will definitely kill people, so they need to be healed. So we'll be separated into different groups, and so you're kind of like staying near those groups, but you always want to be spreading out when in frost phase, so that not everyone gets stunned by the water tomb. Now for the poison form, there's going to be transition, killing the ads, a mark of corruption, which is the nature type of the mark that increases damage, and vile sludge. So he doesn't do water tomb anymore, but he just casts a dot onto people at random, and it will like make you do bad healing and damage, but also it does 4k damage over 24 seconds. And as we said, when you get more and more damage received from the mark, then this becomes an issue. So they need huts and heals. So yeah, that is what Hydross does. He also has a hardened rage at 10 minutes, but that's fine. And that's it. So now we'll go on to the strategy itself.